section between the hash marks would be a 10. So one, two, I'm at 3.5.
Give me a
So let's
sec.
call it.
I'll be right back. Okay. I am stocked up on incense, even if I die.
You're stocked up on the incense, huh?
Yes. Where are you at? I also snagged some more emeralds for you. There's those. I assume you need two more. Two for your weapons and four for your armor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, armor calls for overpower. Ruby.
So ruby for your weapons.
So this build calls for 2 rubies and 4 emeralds. I want to try this out. Look at my aspects on my rings, if you
One
would.
sec. One sec. How much you want me to spend on a perfect aspect 4G talisman?
I don't know what they go for.
Probably 4 bill minimum for
Go
perfect.
for it. I don't care if it's 5 or 6. I don't care. Just get it. I don't care if it's all 8 or whatever you got left.
Really?
No,
Okay.
dude. Let me explain this to you. I went out and drove for an hour and a half today, almost 2 hours, and I made $300. So when I say I go for 10-hour drives, that means I made $1,000 for that 10-hour drive minimum. That's my minimum price.
He's not getting back to me. We'll see what happens.
You talking about 511?
Uh, who's
Dumb.
5'11"?
I'm assuming that's that Banished Lord Talisman on Trade Channel. Yeah, that's giving me a little bit. That's giving me a little bit of a chubby right there.
Is it?
Just a little. Especially that bottom number being perfect.
Mm.
I don't understand. Explain this mentality to me. So I go anywhere to any store in this city, right?
Okay.
And I say or restaurant. Let's say I go to I say how much is this hamburger? They're gonna give me a price, and then I'm gonna say okay, I agree with that price. I will pay that price. You will give me the hamburger.
Let
What
me,
is wrong with these fucking people that they won't give you a price?
because hold on, I've got an answer for that. Let me focus on getting your rubies. Um, Prices are constantly changing. A week ago, EOMs were 200, and it's just supply and demand. Um, a week ago, EOMs were 200. Yesterday, they were 300. Today, they are 850, and that's millions. Box did the same thing.
I
Um,
understand that, but even if I go to like when I'm going down Highway 90, right, and I turn off on the Beltway 8, I get off on the feeder, and right there at the corner is a little guy that sells cokes and snacks. Right, he's got one arm, and that's his little gig. That's what he does to make his bank. I understand that, but I don't go. Yeah, I'd like a coke, and he goes, "How much you want to pay for it?" He tells me it's $1.50. That's what I don't get.
so Coke is almost always going to be $1.50. You're not buying Coke. You're buying Gucci. Gucci might be $5,000 one day, 10,000 the next, and 15 the next because Trump and China have gone to a tariff war. So I get it in a sense, and I mean as little disrespect as I can. Softcore, the prices are what they are. On hardcore, they fluctuate like crazy.
Yeah, but he's the salesman. I'm not. That's what I'm trying to say. He can name whatever price he wants. Either I agree with it or I don't. But he's the one that needs to. I mean, if he says, I don't know what they're worth, what do you think? That I can understand. But to sit there and say, "What will you offer me for it?" hoping that I will be stupid enough that I overpay by double
Hmm.
what they're actually worth.
Can you get me? I'm only at 7.1 billion at the moment. His highest offer is 7.9. I think I
Okay.
should. I think it would be safe to counter with an 8.5. And here's the thing: he got flooded with whispers. Um, like that's what supply and demand is. So that's why people don't list a price. They want to see how high you're willing to go. And um, there are people who will overpay for Jesus Christ. Okay, what am I countering with?
With 10. Counter with 10.
Okay,
I'm assuming that 7 whatever is the money I gave you to buy with, not all of your money.
I I'm I'm not worried about it. If at the end of the day I have even half a billion, your generosity has still helped me out immensely.
Dude, gold is so cheap. That's
I'm gonna
nothing.
be
I mean,
honest. I have not taken notes on how much money I've spent on myself versus you. I and almost in a sense I can't. It's like a waste of time. When I see a good deal, I have to buy it up. So when I saw a deal on the EOMs, I bought them up. When I saw a deal on the gems, I bought them up.
well, I look at it this way. Like I told you earlier. I mean, I got me, my wife, and my daughter are going out to dinner tomorrow night, right?
Right.
So I'm probably going to end up spending somewhere between 60 and $100. That's just for one meal.
Dude,
That's not
going
going.
out
That's
to
not.
go dude, these I'm gonna be honest, dude, what frustrates me is one of my family members is like I try and talk about how Trump's presidency is moderate, and he's like, "Who are you talking to? Who are you?" His new offer is 11.2 billion. So here's the thing: you have a decision to make. Are you willing to go higher, or do you think he's baiting?
I think he's baiting. Tell him 10's your max. That's all you got.
I'm gonna let him cook. I'm gonna let him cook. If he sell, are you cool with that? If he sells it, he
Yeah.
sells it.
Bottom line is, if we get it, we get it. It's not going to kill me. But I've we're dealing with. I hate it when see this is what we don't know what the conversation is. It's not like we're in an auction. He can name whatever he wants,
No,
but instead of naming it, he baits you, and it's stupid.
he.
It's
So
absolutely ignorant.
I will tell you, um, as someone who deals with a lot of auctions in good faith on hardcore, there are times where I get flooded with whispers, and there is a legitimate back and forth, and there's also a risk if I get two offers for something for let's say a billion, and I tell both of them I have a counter, like can you do higher than a billion because I have a counter. Um, People are spiteful on hardcore. If they think you're fucking them over, they just won't buy from you.
Well, 10 billion is not fucking him over. It's a fair offer. No, we had that bait and switch bullshit the other day. Um, when I was over on softcore, he made a deal from Diablo trade, right? One of the other guys that he doing what you're doing for me. Um, and he said, I said I needed this, and he says, I said I'm not good at the typing thing. He said, let me take care of it for you. So he did. He made a deal. He found some for 8 billion, I think it was, and then gave the guy my information, my battle tag, so he can directly contact me. He says, "This is the guy you're dealing with. I'm doing this for him." And I said, he friended me. I accepted his friend request, and I typed in Whisper 8 billion, right? And he says, "No, I just got an offer for this amount." I said, "Well, good luck with that." So, and it was like triple what he was advertising it for on D Trade. He set a price and then turned around and tried to double sell it. Me, that pisses me off. So,
Well, and that's a risk you take. If a lot of
no,
people in this game get pissed off by the double whatever.
no, it's like me going to buy a car and there's some guy on the other side of the lot, and the salesman says, "I'll sell it to you for 20 grand." He says, "Hold on. There's another guy that's looking at the same car. Let me go talk to him." Okay, well, that guy says he'll pay 25. Are you willing to go higher? You don't do that. That's not how normal world works.
There's people that
In auctions, that's how it works.
actually
This is an auction. We made a deal.
cards.
We had a deal for 8 bill, and he went and tried to double sell it again. He went and tried to sell it to somebody else after we had a deal.
So that was a car, right? There's been a chip shortage for the last since COVID.
No,
Um,
no, I was using that as an example. I'm just
oh,
saying that would have
gotcha.
been an. It's like if I went to a car dealership and there was two people in there looking at the same vehicle that's on the lot and they want to buy it today. Well, if he comes at me, he says, "Okay, we'll take your 20,000 for the car." He says, "Hold on a minute, let me go talk to my finance manager." And then he comes back and says, "Oh no, by the way, there's another couple over there. They want the same car. They're willing to pay 25. But we had an agreement. I was going to pay 20 and you were going to go do the paperwork. Instead, you went to somebody else, told them that this guy over here was going to pay 20. Can you do any better?" Okay, well, we'll pay 25,000. So then he comes back to me and says, "Well, they're willing to pay 25. Are you willing to go up any more?" But we had a deal at 20 for that car. See, in Texas, here's the thing. In Texas, if you have a verbal agreement, that's as good as a written contract.
Yeah, Texas is actually very firm on that.
Yeah, they don't like people going and pulling that snaky ass shit is the problem. We take offense to that shit. People get shot in the back of the head over that shit.
And that's the warning shot.
I told you, motherfucker, I was going to pay 20. Has he responded back to you or just,
His price went to 12 mil, so or 12 bill. So he's like, and he said international. So I assume he's talking to Chinese people who just have. God, he's probably who the fuck knows. Anyhow,
"I'm about ready to go to G2G and just order it." And see, y'all wonder why I order offline like I'm cheating or some shit. I'm not cheating because it's because of this
wait,
okey doke bullshit.
I'm screaming.
Sorry.
It's and
I
I
guess
got a
I'm just
viewer
old school.
too.
I'm sorry. I'm
It's
just
all
saying,
good.
if I'm clipping coupons, I expect to give them 20 coupons to get my product. That's all. just don't. I don't know. Let's see. I will remind you that you did not tell me we were streaming.
I think you did.
No, no, you didn't.
I
It's
said
on
it.
what?
I said I'm getting ready to turn on my stream. It's been on for hours now.
We're going to have to go back to the tail of the tape. I'm pretty sure you didn't.
Oh Lord.
Your one viewer is going to call Blizzard.
There's a record of it. Now I have to hide the stream. Or just say fuck it.
I assume when we team up, like when I came back and we teamed up again, I just assume it's not on. I mean, it's just the way I think.
I've
I
had
don't
a
think
few.
it's.
So I turn it off too much, and I've had a few moments that I could have posted a video for that I never did. So yeah.
Have you ever gone to g2g.com?
G2G. No.
You should check it out. Just
Top
for
of
giggles.
my to-do list. Okay.
You know, I'm an avid coupon clipper, you know.
It's my favorite quality about you. Sorry, second favorite. Your humor
Up
is
there.
third. It's safe to point.
Where we go?
I'm blushing. We're going to Belial.
Oh, what? Shit, I didn't bring any husk with me. Let me pour back out of here.
I brought 2 husks.
Just a minute. Let me pour it back out. Okay, good to go. I dropped you 12 on the ground.
Oh, good to know. I'll come back in a second and grab them. Get fucked, bitch. Oh, you know what it is? My blood wave double damage is not very high. That's why I randomly don't one-shot him. Or I guess I should say one blood wave him.
Man, they drop so much gear in here. Okay. You don't have your buffs on, do you?
That's a great question, and no one appreciates great questions like I do. I did not.
That might be a part of the problem. And I'm out.
You say that when you're past the bridge, right? Not on it?
Oh, definitely when I'm past the bridge.
Okay.
Because he will drag you back from that bridge. If you're one step beyond that doorway, he will drag your ass into the room. Clear.
I'm gonna go sell.
Yeah. Nothing of worth.
The finest cuts
Hmm.
and clarity.
Whispers on pit.
Much thanks. Return soon.
Break time? For a pit? Break time for a pit?
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's on whispers. We got 18 minutes. We can continue. It doesn't matter. We can do pits or we can go do more.
I was checking which boss's whispers it's in Dariel.
Clear?
Give me a sec. It's a bit hot in here and I want to backtrack.
So you're in Texas?
No, I'm in Cincinnati. That's so silly. You know exactly where I'm from.
Hot as fuck down in Texas right now. I got my pickup at right before 11 or right before 12.
Oh dear God, I know where this is going.
And it was already 100 degrees.
Ah! My car is black.
Look, you can't talk that way about African American folks like they're your car.
It gets so hot. It gets so hot. It also like African Americans. My car also hates the sun.
That's just wrong, dude. Oh.
Black people get hot and sunburned way too easy. Well, you know, they absorb it. They're like little heat batteries.
We are so gonna get censored by the SEC.
Oh dear God, if I get DMCA'd for, I didn't realize this, but black people need their own sunscreen if they get sunburned easily. So I thought it was just a marketing gimmick, but my friend told me, yeah, it's. I'm gonna be honest. That talisman could easily go for 15 billion.
I'm not in need of it that badly.
Okay.
Not for 15 bill. Even though 15 billion is actually not that much actual real world coupons.
Look at you. The C word's growing on you. I love it.
Fuck it. If he wants 15 billion for it, I'll take it.
Well, it's probably sold by now, but
You're gonna make me go to GTG, aren't you?
I ain't gonna make you do shit.
No, they'll target farm whatever you want.
What is G2G? Is that where you get your coupons from? I'm not familiar with whatever that site is. Oh, that's one of them porn sites, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Gangster on gangster love.
Scantily clad beast fall boots.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I can't. I haven't been focusing. I could easily do it as 85.
Okay, not a GA in the group. That's just ridiculous. Back to the Tree of Whispers. So, collection of chaos or a collection of materials?
Chaos. Ooh.
Both of them are good.
I think.
Well, since I'm material shy, I'm gonna go with materials.
So let's. That is probably going to be my recommendation as well. I just don't study what chaos is because it has everything, including more gold, which you probably don't need. So I would. That you might actually get the prism or whatever the fuck you need out of it.
Well, let's see if I did or not. Where is it? I did get 2. No, I didn't get any. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. Got some more tempering manuals, though. 3 more.
These are the husks, right?
Yes,
It
2
is?
husks per.
And you can solo this guy.
Yes,
Yes, he can.
on 4-player, yes. It may take 2 blood waves on 4-player.
All right, cool.
Hold on, grabbing a few husks out of the bank. Ready to go.
I only have 50 of them.
Oh, well, probably make a dent in that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He only takes 3, right?
2.
2.
2. Oh, sweet.
Okay, so there's Scoundrel Leathers in chat, GA on trapped enemies, and 29% aspect. I think that's what I want.
Well, this
What
guy
was it
drops
again?
them, doesn't he?
He drops everything. You can target whichever boss you want for your loot.
I can't. My rogue can't kill this shit. I am relying on the generosity of others.
And the forbearance of reptiles.
There you go.
Can you name that movie?
No. It's probably Jurassic Park 17.
No, it's from Unforgiven. Where English Bob they ask
Yeah.
him, "Do you have a gun?" And he says, "Of course not. I rely on the goodwill of man and the forbearance of reptiles."
Out.
Now, can a Belial, like the other Belial, spawn in here or no?
No.
No.
Because I can kill the other Belial, no problem. The spawning one. Oh shit.
Oh, cast 3 death traps out of the room and you won't get sucked in like that.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize I'd cast one in there on accident.
See, it does happen.
Not to me.
What? No, I did not. I think I told you that yesterday.
No,
I think I'm the one that told you that.
I can't remember if
Or
it
maybe
was you or Fies. Everyone plays a rogue, so I forget who tells me what.
Well, I had so much faith in you, I didn't pull the ripcord and teleport out. Oh, fuck, bro. I'm getting paid up in this biatch. I just got a 2GA talisman on life and attack speed with this 56 out of 60. And then I'm going to get to upgrade my scoundrels with a 2GA on movement and death trap damage reduction with a 29.
There you go.
Yeah, no, his default one is totally fine with me.
Did you already kill him in there, Ray?
No. Sorry. This guy sold me a pair of cheapo Scoundrel Leathers. You guys are looking for the 2 and 3 GA shit. I'm just happy with 1.
What I'm saying is, why don't you see if what this guy gives you?
Because I'm on my Necromancer. I'm not on my rogue.
Yeah, but you can change as the other gentleman. Where are you from, by the way, to the other gentleman?
I'm from Texas.
Texas, okay.
You can call me Jeff.
Jeff or Jeff?
Hefe.
Jeff.
I call him Hefe.
Jeff, okay.
Call me Draco. Just don't call me late for dinner.
That's right.
See,
I just dropped.
You're gonna get yanked back in unless you get.
I know. I learned that a few days ago, so I've been sharing it. So you just got to drop 3 death traps outside because it'll pick yours up that are in there.
Did I tell you I almost died to Duriel?
No.
I must have I probably put a death trap in Duriel, and I went all the way to like halfway to the entrance, and I went to go piss, and I came back, and he's just entering his like second transition, and I'm in the room, and I'm like, what? Oh,
I think I saw that. I can't remember. That happened to somebody. They got pulled in. They weren't there. It was you. You went to take a piss. I would think I was there with you.
Were you in the group with I thought it was with Fies, but it might have been with both of you. Oh, I think it was with both of you.
We were in with that death trap guy.
Yeah, okay, you and Fies were there, dude. Thank God he saw it and he transitioned Duriel real fucking quick. And apparently I like happened to miss whatever balls he spawned.
Yeah, no, that was one for the ages. That's why, by the way, I knew a guy. I was in a party where he got killed. We were running pits for him, and he stayed at the front door, and I guess went to smoke a cigarette or something. We finished the pit. You know, nobody knew he was smoking a cigarette, but he really shouldn't have left his keyboard anyway if he's in there. We killed the boss, and then one of those lake monsters pops up, and one of them spawned on him. And he came back in from his cigarette. He was dead.
Yep. Well, so there's a chance you'll see the lake monster. I have a habit of missing it, but my friends will usually catch it. Sorry, I'm gonna summon him now. And
by the way, did you say you can kill 4 guys? Or actually, never mind. This other guy who's wanting to join, but
if he wants to, he can, and we get more loot if there's a 4th person in here. I just don't advertise it because we sort of go at our own pace and just chill and fuck around. But we guarantee an extra piece of loot if it's a 4-player party. I actually usually sell these, but I don't charge friends.
especially not to a guy that gives you free incense. It's your boss Matt Connect, and that is so charming. And I even offered you a 1GA Scoundrels that you turned him down. You know, I offered it to you.
Yeah, well,
I tried to give it to you.
Yeah, well, you're. And I politely put it on the ground and nudged it back to you with my foot.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, I'm not offended.
So on soft, I need some more husks, by the way.
Yeah.
On softcore, Draco got a 3 GA Kasemes, and they only had a 2100 aspect on them, and he kept trying to give them to me, and I'm like, I'm good.
He kept kicking them back. His character kept kicking them back towards me like he was kicking a can. I don't think so. Get this shit away from me.
Oh God. Sorry, I'm gonna need to see at least a 3 a little bit earlier in the number there.
Yeah, I told you they weren't perfect. God dang. I'm just trying to be a good neighbor.
And don't worry, I confirmed it.
It's not just me. If you go and kill the boss instead of coming in here, you don't get GAs, do you?
What?
So the only place I've had a mythic drop is in Belial. And not only that, every time I go do a regular ladder boss, they don't drop shit for GA.
I got my first 3 uniques on hardcore were from, I want to say T2 Duriel, but maybe it was T4. Actually, no, I think it was T4. I had a monk carry me. I could help out, but I was maybe 25% of the damage. I did not learn Duriel's new mechanics. I did not think anything of him. I think I was still able to one-shot him on the PTR. So when I came in and he started doing shit I had never seen before, I was very hesitant because I didn't know what he was doing. But also, he did eat my Necromancer. Toys invited me to Duriel, started him up the moment I got in the room, and I was thrown off and I hadn't had my coffee, and bye-bye Necro. So I was a little bit worried about doing him. But yeah, Duriel gave me my first two, and then I've run 3 United tributes, and I got a grandfather out of one of those.
I got a, I mean, just what you were saying earlier, what's his name? Roy just dropped me a Doombringer. My 7th one.
This season?
Yeah.
Good God.
I mean, it took me like 300 steel, and I didn't get a single thing worth anything other than that. I mean, I think you're right. And I think you were saying the same thing earlier, Wave, that they don't drop stuff with GAs on it. Would you believe me if I told you that I had 7 Doombringers and that not one of them has a GA on life? Not a single fucking one.
Oh, I can believe it.
So I have personally had 3 shrouds this season so far, and they all had stealth damage, and I've seen stealth damage roll on everyone else's, and then I've seen so many Doombringers roll life on hit. So I think my strong suspicion is that Blizzard is weighting the bad aspects on that. And oh wow.
Right there on core skills, baby. Just right there. That's my 3rd one, and finally I got core skills.
Congrats.
I actually don't think the ring is actually all that special unless it's on core skills.
I agree with you.
Your critical strike shouldn't matter at all because you're using conceal. At least I am in every cycle.
One of the main things you're probably using it for is the all res in addition to the aspect. I would think that 12.5 all res, like that's what you guys struggle with.
Yeah, I was actually like, I mean, I was struggling with that, but I actually was able to go up my Paragon board a little bit ago, earlier today, and take off 3 of my 1.5 resistance boosts. Because I'm just there, I guess.
I'm assuming you took off the damn poison bullshit that you don't need once you get to that, about where your level is.
Yeah, I took that off, and I still keep the 1% poison bonus. Which I can tell you why that's actually kind of important if you want.
Sure, I'm listening.
So this is like something I used to play Dungeons and Dragons when I was younger. Okay, let's say you've got a 70% resist all. Okay, that means that 30% of the enemy's elemental damage is available to him. So if he hits you, he's going to deliver 30% damage. And this is why if you get a materials with a GA on max resist, why it's so bomb. It says it gives you a 15% resistance boost, which does not actually sound like a lot. However, since there's only 30% damage available to the enemy at this point, if you go from a 70% to an 85%, you've actually cut the elemental damage in half.
Mm-hmm.
So a 15% is actually like a 50% damage reduction from elemental damage. So
Right.
even if you get like just 2 extra percentage points, it's like I don't know why I keep missing that thing. It comes out to like a 9% elemental damage reduction. So it's actually You know, I kind of do them. You know what I mean?
So
Yeah, I might actually, you know, it's not that important, but you know, 9% less poison. And I've noticed if you die in this game, it's probably going to be fire or poison. You know, like there's a difference between nuisance damage and lethal damage, in my opinion.
can I get a few more husks?
Mm-hmm.
So have you played other games like like any MMOs like World of Warcraft?
I have. I haven't played that in over a decade. I played Warcraft, or back when it was just Warcraft, like 1 and 2. I played that a lot. I played StarCraft quite a bit.
So there was a week where in World of Warcraft it would show you your effective health pool. It was primarily a tool for tanks, but I loved using it on my healers because I could pop my cooldowns and get a better idea of how much defensive I was gaining. So essentially, it was like an effective health pool, and it updated dynamically, so it like really trained me to understand damage mitigation across um, multiple classes and roles. And one of the cool things is that um, so you're on the right track. The GA on additional auras is insane on Tyraels because it allows you to get to that 85% with the minimal amount of additional assistance. Um,
Cell time.
Much thanks.
and so there's multiple calculations going on in the game.
I thought you
There's damage reduction, there's damage reduction while close, damage reduction while far, damage reduction against trapped enemies. So there's all these additional multipliers that are occurring. So boosting that number also boosts your mitigation with those multipliers, and it almost trivializes some of those sources of damage.
Yeah, I mean, if you're, you know, the game's kind of geared to potentially kill you only giving 30% damage, and if, or 30% of 100% of his 30% damage, and if you actually cut that in half, you know, now, don't get me wrong, I generally would opt for the Shroud of False Death if I didn't have a build that requires one or the other, because of the life and other stuff, but yeah, no, it's, you know, and that's why your resistance is so important. Like, if you have 70% resistance, you know, if you end up on T4 too early and you have 0 resistance, you know, you're actually like almost tripling the damage you're sustaining. Because instead of giving you 30%, they're multiplying that by 3 and then adding 10. You know, that's why you can die so quickly. But if you ever want to, you can explain to me all of your damage stuff.
You mean damage reduction?
No, just the. I just got another ring. The yeah, I'm just kind of joking, but like, you know, this damage, that damage, the other damage, because that's one of the things that's weird about the Death Trap build this time. In last season, basically because the Death Trap would spawn directly on you and pull everything toward you, you always used close enemy damage.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much everybody that used the build did that. And now you see some builds have, you know, Dark Shroud damage per Dark Shroud. Other builds have, you know, overpower damage. Like, it's kind of, you know, when a build has multiple. And I think you mentioned, I think I asked you about this the other night, and you mentioned that some of them say you should have a little bit of damage in each bucket, where you want to have
Right.
some overpower, like maybe overpowering your ring or on your rings and damage per dark shroud on your bow, that you kind of mix them up a little bit.
I gotta run to town real quick.
And by the way, Mr. Texas, Jeff, I'm using, so that guy did a video on how to make an immortal rogue, and I watched it. And if you look at my rune combination, Wave might tell you differently, but I'm using the challenging shout.
Yeah, I do too. So
Yeah, I mean, why not take that damage reduction when everything is dying so easily anyway?
You guys use different rune words.
or
Drake,
I'm sorry, I use not challenging shout, but barbarian's war cry for the 15% for damage.
Yeah, so so I used that last season, but I can basically, like if I'm in the Helltide or anywhere on T4, I'm already hitting these guys with like top rolls of 100, like 120 billion.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you hit them for 20 billion or 120 billion, they're dead on one deployment. So I think you have, and I can also kill the lower tier bosses basically before they can get into any mechanic. So I just think this build has so much damage to spare. I might as well take the damage reduction. Like especially in a hardcore game where if you die, you got a lot of work to do to get yourself back to where you were.
Right. And I
Is it?
understand. Instead of firepower on hardcore, you want damage mitigation.
Absolutely. Well, like when you're in the pit and it says 30-second penalty per death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
There's
I've always thought that's funny on the hardcore side. It's a permanent. It's a permanent penalty.
Well, if you read it closely, it says it's a 4-day penalty. Because you gotta have somebody level your shit up, right? Number one. Then you gotta go get your glyphs back. Then you gotta get all your obdicites for all the equipment that you don't have anymore. Then, like it just literally the rebuild time. That's why like I haven't died this season. I almost never die, but I'm a very conservative player. Like I don't, I mean, I don't challenge a bunch of crazy stuff.
oh, I need some more husks.
You're a very needy man. I got 12 left. I'll give you 6 of them.
By the way, do either of you guys really use trick attacks anymore?
Mm-mm.
Have you noticed how badly it got nerfed?
I just don't use. I didn't use them last season either. So
It used to be
Oh yeah.
it used to be a 6% per point. Now it's 1% per point. Like,
are we doing a town run real quick?
I'm selling an item to this guy, so I will be a moment. Fuck, I don't know where I think this is where I advertised. 2223, 15% on DR. Okay.
What did you just buy or sell? Tell us.
It's just 100 million deal for some Casenes.
Mm.
It's nothing worth advertising.
Basically, what you're saying is you're so ashamed you just really can't give us the details.
It was a two. It's not that I'm ashamed. It's that I have so many Kasemes. It's gonna take me a while to sell them all off. It was just a 2200 aspect with a GA on alt damage. So they don't sell. They're great. They're an excellent starter pair, but long term, you're gonna upgrade to at least double hit. It's essentially I just sold one GA all res boots, yen boots.
You know, Alex, that sounds like a used car salesman saying, "Well, it may have been a lemon, but you know, he was willing to pay that amount for them."
Hey, 100 million's 100 million.
Hmm.
That's about what you pay for a pair of Beastfall, and the GA is not on all res or CDR.
Oh, hang on one second. If you want another person in here, I can put Kala in here.
That's up to you. You're more than welcome to.
Well, she's not going to spend anything. She doesn't have any, but I mean, I can put her in if you want the extra drop.
Sure.
Okay, here she comes.
Oh, Wraith, I got some more husks for you, by the way. Yeah, I refuse to carry a whole stack on me, Alex. Not that I don't have faith in anybody. I think I lost an entire bag full of mats last season on hardcore.
Yeah. No, well, hardcore is a totally different mindset. And by the way, and I really, you know, obviously you've played both, so I won't belabor the point, but I really think, you know, like there is no official damage cap in the game, but there is an unofficial damage cap, which is your damage. Who's this fire guy in here?
That's Kala.
Might want to.
That's Kala's boss power.
Oh, the fire. Okay, that's.
Which he
no,
stands.
I forgot I brought her in. All of a sudden, I was looking at a full party. I thought someone else had joined. But no, I mean the damage cap is the amount of hit points or life that your enemy has, and anything beyond that is just gratuitous. And since you can already murder everything in T4, like I have in the armory a boss build and a farm build, and you know they're very similar, but there's a few differences. But I think that challenging shout is money. I want to die.
Oh, you sent me a friend request. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to be your friend. Thank you.
All right.
I'm too much of a chicken shit. I don't play over here very much. Wraith dragged me over here.
Kicking and screaming, I'm sure.
There's actually no way to actually, I mean, like in the overworld, it's kind of almost impossible to get yourself killed anyway. You know what I mean? Like, the only real risk to dying is if you're kind of overdoing pits a little bit, or if you're fighting a boss like this one.
do Duriel this time. God damn.
I haven't even looked at the boss distributions as to which one I should get. I just know this one drops the necklace I want and the armor I want, so I'm good with it.
Hey, we got any fudge rounds left?
Any what?
You didn't hear that.
Oh shit! I just summoned. Sail angle.
Oh shit. Oh shit, I forgot to run in to buy that stuff.
Oh, that was the fourth set. I shouldn't
You
have
just
done
went back
that.
to town?
Yeah.
The finest cuts and clarity. What
Thank you,
much
honey.
thanks, friend. See some steel you need.
So I'm not crazy, right? Like last season, greater aspects on anything, they were fixed, right? On the uniques.
What do you mean?
Okay, so let's just take Scoundrels Leathers. Where it says the top one, movement speed. Between 18.4 and 18.8 is the
Oh yeah, no, you're right. I think all the
greater
graders
aspects.
are equal.
They were fixed, weren't they, last season?
Aren't they
No.
fixed this season? Oh no, they're
No,
not.
they're adjustable.
So
So
No,
you can
wait.
get a great bottom number, a great GA, and the rest of the numbers are shit this season.
Oh no, I think it was always. Oh, I don't actually don't know. I'll let Wave take that question. I
this
think the others were always malleable.
this
They always had a range.
if I'm hearing what you're saying, when something's a GA, it can only ever be that. But last season, the aspects at the bottom seemed to have less variability to them as you got more GAs on the item.
No. What I'm talking about is like if you look at
The
whatever your
non-GAs.
the non GA ones, okay, anything that's not got a GA on it, greater aspect, just the regular aspect. Last season they were fixed. They were fixed numbers. They weren't adjustable.
No. So
No.
I think the GA, your GA is always going to be this. If you have a GA, my GA will be equal to your GA if it's the same GA. But all the other affixes had a range.
I just remember that, but I'll take your word on it.
Certain
You know,
items. So every range is different. Some ranges are very tiny, so the odds that you get an acceptable roll are pretty high. But others, like Fist of Fate, is a good example. The range on non-GA for Fist of Fate is insane.
yeah, actually, right before you said that, that was the example I was going to use. Because I remember getting like Fists of Fate that had, you know, like the ones like Lucky Hit and then Chance to Crowd Control and Lucky Hit. You get your GA on Lucky Hit, fantastic, but then your chances to crowd control would be like 20%, which made it kind of useless, or it would be reversed. You'd get 20% Lucky Hit increase, but you could have a GA on crowd control on Lucky Hit. So the non-greater affixes, or those were always at a range.
Oh, by the way, that amulet is long sold.
I figured
Which
as
one?
much.
Yeah, a perfect 4GA banished lords. It went for over 12.
What'd you sell that for?
I didn't sell it. We were trying to buy it. It sold for over 12 billion.
Oh, I actually know the guy who was selling that.
Mm. Is he cool or is he?
He's super cool.
You know, well, we offered him 10, but
I actually was in the Discord while that was all being discussed.
Oh, what all did he say?
And I was like, I'm gonna come to your house, bro. I am on my fucking way. No, I'm kidding. I don't know him that well. I mean, I just know him online, but he's a really good guy.
That this was actually the fourth set, I think.
for me it's the third, but who's count?
Okay, I might have done. Oh, I think I did one while you were in town. I'll just.
I'm full.
Yeah. Well, town run.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything. Oh,
Oh, have you guys heard that theory about resetting the dungeon every so often?
yeah, I reset it earlier, but
Is that actually a thing? I heard that from one guy, and I figured
I've never told anyone. I've never told anyone this, but this is like since there's gambling in Diablo. What I've noticed is that if I leave the game and log back in, for example, if I'm rolling an amulet, I will once I log back in, I will start to see a bunch of skills options appear in the amulet.
really.
Yeah. There was also similar shit in other Blizzard games, so I'm definitely down to reset the dungeon or log out, log back in.
Yeah, somebody was saying that if you're not getting good drops, that you should reset the dungeon, and he gave enough explanation that he sounded like he really knew what he was talking about.
It is definitely a thing in other games. You'll get a lot of pushback about that from people who don't farm a lot, but I'll fucking dance on one foot while spinning around if it means I'll get better loot.
Well, especially with how this game is being so fucking stingy all of a sudden. Although, it has gotten better. I mean, the first few days, like the first week, when everybody was creating a new tune to go get their spark, and I knew a group of guys that were doing it with some regularity. They would basically have a tune leveled up, fill out their Paragon board. Where'd my portal go?
we reset the dungeon.
It's
Oh,
safe.
there we go. Okay.
It's safe to port on me.
Okay. Anyway, they said they could get a spark by running 2 or maybe 3 hordes in tier 4 if they've got good lord drops.
Yeah. If you get lords early on and you spawn a thing at the start, yeah.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is that when the drops were as anemic as it was when the game started, I could see that, but I don't really see that as a viable strategy anymore. I guess I'm saying I picked up 3 mythics tonight, and if you count this morning, when I had 3 drop from that tribute, then I had another one drop from a different tribute. So, I basically got what is that? That's a lot of mythics. 2 just now, Doombringer, and so that's total of 4. I'm completely out of husks, fellas, so I can hang around if that's going to help your chances for a little bit. But I have no more interest in Belial. I got other stuff if you guys want to go to a different one, but I'm all done. So I would say it's a very successful trip for me. Thanks for. Oh shit! Someone's gonna fight with you.
Ooh. Well, good thing
I thought I cleared him.
Good. Good thing you came in.
Why?
Oh, he was getting ready to hit her, and I don't always one tap him. I usually one blood wave, but my double hit chance doesn't have a GA, and it is a Masterwork 3.
Well, if Kala dies, it's no big thing. He doesn't have anything irreplaceable on. You know, I guess I fought Belial.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah.
Since you're such a kind and generous man, I'm going to ask that if you come across, I've got probably about 25 billion. So if you come across anything like 3 or 4 GA gear that you would personally wear for this build, let me know.
All right, cool.
So I would appreciate that if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. Yeah,
Did you just kill him?
Yep, it's safe.
What's that?
He was asking if Belial was dead.
Yeah.
Can I get a few more husks?
Mm-hmm.
You guys need me around anymore? I'll stay for one more kill, and then I'm going to go kill some Helltide.
That sounds like a plan. I got to go do a dump run here. Right?
Oh, thank you.
Somebody wants to buy an amulet with a GA and weapon mastery. I might have that.
Oh, someone linked one in trade chat.
Yeah, I might go see what I got and try to sell it to that guy.
Or maybe that was a barbarian one.
Well, sometimes they actually are easily convertible.
Much thanks, friend.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where are you from, Alex?
Arizona.
High country or low country?
Right in the heart of Phoenix.
Okay.
My one daughter is at Alabama, and my other daughter is at Missouri.
I keep thinking I got to go check my my gear status, at the blacksmith and fix my armor. You got to fix your armor. You have other issues.
Your armor?
Yeah, over here you guys never have to fix your armor because if you take a death, if you guys take a death over here,
your armor's gone.
Yeah, armor's gone. But I have a habit when I'm on soft court side. Anytime I'm at the armor smith, I do a quick check to see if I need to fix any gear. Let's take a break for a little bit, Wraith.
Okay.
All right, fellas, I'm going to jump. You guys do your thing, and I will see you all later.
Later,
Later,
later.
Alex.
Thanks for joining.
See you guys. Hey, thanks for this was a new necklace, new armor, and 2 sparks. I'll take it. All right, see you guys.
Can't believe you've never been on GTG.
Just a heads up, I'm still live, and all of Trade Chat knows that I'm streaming.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
incursions just disappeared. Also, are you at your keyboard?
Yeah, what's up?
Want to go do a quick hatred on T1?
Sure.
You've got lead.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Everybody bailed on us.
It was one person.
No, it was everybody. They all bailed on us. They don't love us no more. I don't understand. Have you done the tribute of Titans for the Lair Boss Horde keys at
Yes.
Undercity?
What about it?
Does it drop Husk as well?
No, it did at the start of the season. It doesn't now.
So basically they fucked us again.
Yeah. People weren't going to a G2G enough, so they had to remove Undercity as a source of husks.
They can't just let you get used to one way of playing, can they? They got to constantly just nitpick over the little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm tired and I thought. But my wife brought me snacks. So so occasionally I do like a little chocolate. So I'm eating a little bit of a fudge round. Little Debbie. My blood sugar's low.
Oh, well, we don't want that, do we?
No. Crash too low, you could die.
Well, shit.
I know I should be eating fruit and veggies.
Well, at least you're getting your antioxidants.
Hmm. What are we doing?